Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Friday. It is the 27th of November 2020. Come look at the stakes races on the program from Aqueduct, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Let's get to the stakes action from Aqueduct here on Friday. We'll be looking at races 5, 8, and 9. The fifth race, it is the Gio Ponti Stakes, purse $100,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of a dozen horses heading to the inner turf course, the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.116 on the Aqueduct inner turf course, 1,700 meters, 1.116. And the portable rails are up at 27 feet from its true position. And keep in mind, we did have quite a bit of rain Wednesday night into Thursday morning here in New York City, so the turf courses will have a little bit of moisture in it. My top selection here, we're going to go with the 11 horse, who is Bodie Cream. I'm going to go 11-4-1-8 in the superfecta, 11-4-1-8 super. Top selection, 11 horse, Bodie Cream. This 3-year-old gelding by Bodie Meister. Mike Maker trains. Eric Hansel gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the Hill Prince at Belmont, yielding turf course, 1 mile, October the 18th, and he finished third by 2 lengths. He just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. He had a little bit of a turn of foot, but he needed some room to run. Coming here, hopefully with a little bit of a better trip, which he's going to have to do from a wide posture, I think he's in a more competitive spot to win. Two back in the Saranac at Saratoga, August 29th, on a very wet Mellon turf course. First race ever run at a mile trip on that Mellon turf course, by the way. He finished third by 2.5 lengths, and he basically sat the trip all the way around, same position out of the gate, and no horses really making ground that day, a little bit wide. It was a very weird turf course, so just X out that race. And then before that, the 23rd of May at Churchill, 1 mile in the War Chant, he finished 10th by 6 3/4 lengths there, and he sat back early after not the best beginnings, was stupidly wide, and he just never had a turn of foot. But before then, the Black Gold at the Fairgrounds going a mile 16th, he had a very good third place finish by 1 1/4 lengths, really, running decently there. And then he won the Texas Turf Mile at Sam Houston very impressively by 3.5 lengths, closing up basically from nowhere. But coming to turf here today, which he likes to run on, training well, hopefully a little bit dry turf horse than he's been seeing. At 520 is a very likely winner. So to recap my selection for the fifth from Aqueduct, it is a Gio Ponti. Let's take as a top selection 11 horse Bodie Cream. We'll go 11-4-1-8 in the superfecta, and we'll go 11-4 in the multi-race. But let's get to the eighth race to feature on the program from Aqueduct. It is the Commonly Stakes Grade 3, purse $100,000, race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 10 horses going to the main track, the distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.1 on the Aqueduct main track, 1,800 meters, 1.1. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 1 horse here, who is Miss Marissa. We'll go 1-3-7-10 in the superfecta, 1-3-7-10 super. Top selection, 1 horse, Miss Marissa. Through a filly by He's Had Enough. James Ryerson trains this one. Dylan Davis gets the mount. The horse's most recent out came 3rd of October at Pimlico, mile 8th in the Grade 2 Black-Eyed Susan. And the horse won by a neck that day. Was drawn stupidly wide, but got over well. He stalked, quickened up nicely, and he beat a good group of horses home at 10-1. That was a very impressive victory going back to stakes quality horses. Two back in optional 6-2 at Saratoga, mile 8th, August 13th. He won by 2.5 lengths, and he basically took everything his own way on the front end, quickened up nicely, very easy fractions. A 91 buyer, that was a very impressive race. And then before that, a mom at the mile 70 in allowance race, 48,000, winning by 3 again, stalking, getting the lead. Another easy race, a low buyer number, but it was still a great run. And then before that, on the lawn at Belmont, mile 16th on the inner, an allowance race, 66,000. The horse finished 5th by 2 lengths, was with him early on, but kind of hit the wall late. First off the break, first on turf in quite a while, probably need the race, and also not a turf horse. The dirt numbers have been a lot better. Coming here to Belmont to Aqueduct again for the second time. First heart, the last time the horse ran here at Aqueduct was in the Ruthless Stakes last January, where the horse had a decent third, but then ran here nearly a year ago, 51 weeks ago to be exact, in Demoiselle, where the horse finished 10th by 41 lengths and had a horrible beginning and lost all chances there. Hopefully she get a better trip from the inside today. Has a speed to win. 3-1, let's take her. Single her in the multis. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Aqueduct, it's the Grade 3 Commonly. Let's take the 1 horse Miss Marissa. We'll go 1-3-7-10 in the superfecta. To the 9th race now from Aqueduct. It is the Forever Together Stakes, purse $100,000, race for fillies, mayors, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 13 horses entered. Keep in mind 13 is an MTO, so only 12 could go to the inner turf course, distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the mile 1/16th trip on the inner turf course. 1,700 meters, a mile 1/16th. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 3 horse, who is Sarntina Lemon. We'll go 3-12-5-4 in the superfecta, 3-12-5-4 super. Top selection, 3 horse, Sarntina Lemon. This 4-year-old filly by Lemon Drop Kid. Christophe Clement trains. Dylan Davis gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 9th of October at Belmont, a mile and 8th on the inner and off 6-2 claimer. And the horse finished 3rd by 4 lengths there. And basically just kind of stalked all the way around the race course and never quickened up. What can you do? The horse should just ran a little bit better race. Coming here back to Aqueduct, where this horse has run some decent race in the past on a slightly wetter turf course, I'm going to give her a little bit better shot. Also, this turf course can play towards a little bit more closers, like considered to the Belmont inner turf course that does not play towards closers. 2 back Kentucky Downs, September the 10th, first start off the bench at 1 mile and off 6-2. The horse finished second by a nose that day, and again, kind of stalked all around the race course, kind of got hurted that day, but was really closing up well late off the bench. I thought it was a decent event, and then before then, the Winter Memories here at Aqueduct, yielding turf course, mile 16th last December. The horse finished second by 3/4 length, was stupidly wide, but was really closing up well behind Field Glorious that day. And then before that, the horse's debut horse won very easily at Tampa in January 2019, and then won very easily at Belmont, first start against winners in September of 2019. Training well, 12-1, has a massive shot. The buyer numbers are up to par here. Your second likeliest winner here is the 12 horse, who is Tap It Today. Most recently won the Athenia at Belmont very, very easily. And then the places before that in the races at Monmouth and Kentucky Downs, those were some credible races. If she runs those, she could definitely win here also. 2-1, we'll definitely use her on the multis. But to recap my selection for the night from Aqueduct, it's the Forever Together Stakes. Let's take the 3 horse Sarntina Lemon. Also give kudos to the 12 horse Tap It Today. We'll go 3-12-5-4 in the superfecta, 3-12 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.